How to get into the socials to share it on my hair's.
Oh,
You know.
your hair's fine. You just have a little cowlick here. My hair is always not fine.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Nobody's on, but hey, welcome to the replay watchers. Let us know if you're team replay in the comments. Lexi. Team replay. Woo, woo. Oh no. Oh no.
Did you just fall down the steps?
Yes, she did.
What an idiot. What an idiot. What's up, Linda? Our dog just fell down the steps.
Hi, Linda. Hi, Joey. Lexi tried coming up the steps and she fell. Come here. Come here. Whoa, here she is. She wants to be a part of the fun. She's fine. She only fell off like the second step. She's okay. She's a little klutz.
So how you doing, Linda?
How are
And Joey?
you? Be quiet, Lexi. We're still here, still in Bora Bora. We rented a car. You're good? That's good. I'm glad. We had rented a car the day before yesterday and returned it yesterday. This might is the wind interfering with the sound?
Yeah, I can close up the middle.
Oh. And we didn't really do much research. It was kind of like an impulse thing to rent the car. And there wasn't actually that much to see or do on the island. We literally went around the island in 45 minutes. And we're like, oh, okay. Because like when we rented the car in Tahiti, it did take us like a full day to go around, only because there was more places to stop.
Well, and Tahiti's much bigger than Ireland.
Tahiti is a lot bigger. Hello, caramba, too.
Hello.
That's so funny.
What's funny about that?
Caramba. Yeah, because that's like a Dominican saying. It's like darn it.
Oh,
Darn it.
gosh dang nabbit.
Gosh dang nabbit. Caramba.
What's up, caramba? Holy 20 people, it says. What's
Oh,
up? What's
wow.
up?
What's up?
Black Mamba.
Mamba.
Caramamba.
Oh, caram. That looks like caramba to me.
Caramamba.
Caramamba.
What's up, everyone? We're here in
Hey.
Bora Bora.
We're in Bora Bora. So,
Yeah, we're gonna see how many people we could get to trickle in, and we got a little bit of an announcement to make here today. Some exciting news.
this really does sound
Where is
like...
everyone tuning in from?
Yes, we are American.
Yes.
American sailing an American boat in French Polynesia. American-born dog. You're waiting for the news. I don't know how much longer we'll wait. Maybe a couple more minutes.
Yeah, because I mean, we just went live, and we want as many people to hear on here as we can.
Even though we could probably
Yeah.
we'll probably end up repeating ourselves a couple times for people that are trickling in.
But yeah, DP, where are you from?
You need a green card? You gotta marry an American.
That's what she did. I'm just kidding. She's an American citizen. Born and raised.
Born and raised in America. Where are you from? Caramba.
Yeah, that's why, I mean, the timing's not that great, Linda, but I also didn't want to wait any longer. I'm excited.
How do you find an American to get a green card? You're from Turkey.
Well, yeah, we're talking to two different people now.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Istanbul.
Istanbul, cool.
We'd like to go to Istanbul. We have friends that are trying to sail there. I think they've made it so far to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
And they're slowly trying to make their way to Turkey.
She's Russian.
Yeah, the wife is Russian. But DP, how to find an American to marry? Where are you from, DP? I don't know where. I guess it depends on where you're from. Backlog facing country, Mexico?
Okay, if you wanted to share the news now, I don't know.
No. We got 3 people.
But yeah, so we rented the car, went around the island of Bora Bora, and there are things to do, like some touristy things to do. Like I saw there was like a little pottery thing, a little pottery class you could take. There's a lot of like water excursions, like scuba diving, snorkeling. Oh, we
I'm
saw
gonna
people
look it up, DP, since you're being cryptic.
paragliding. Is that what you call that? Like when they're in the sky?
The person we saw was just parachuting. They jumped out of an
Parachuting.
airplane and they were parachuting.
Oh, there's helicopters. So there's some things to do around here. Expensive, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't think it was like I don't know. Bora Bora is supposed to be like fancy dining, exquisite dining, and it's like we didn't really come across that. We only ate at 2 places.
Okay, so according to AI, you are Asian, DP. And Linda's neighbor's daughter went to Bora Bora for her honeymoon.
Oh, do you know what they thought of it? Yeah, also like there's the island of Bora Bora, and then there's like tiny little islands circling Bora Bora. Harvilla.
Lindsay, I remember her.
No, not. Is that Harvilla? Is that supposed to be Harvilla?
Yeah, Havrilla.
Havrilla, oh. You know her?
Yeah, I mean, they were Linda's neighbors pretty much
Oh.
whole childhood. We sailed here. We started sailing in Florida, and then we sailed through Central America, Mexico, Belize, Guatemala, Honduras, Panama. We went through the Panama Canal, and then we sailed across the Pacific Ocean to French Polynesia, which is where we are at now. We've been here for a year now, and yeah, we're getting ready to move on here soon. Well, I guess we could just spit it out, and then as more people come in, we'll tell them. But our big news is that we were originally going to be leaving for Hawaii today, to sail to Hawaii, but we had a last-minute change of plans. We went to the officials today to ask them if we could cancel our leave for French Polynesia today and postpone it a couple days. So we are going to be leaving on Saturday, and instead of heading north to Hawaii, we are going to head west to Fiji. And we are going to try to follow the world arc and continue our circumnavigation and sail around the world, and hopefully be back in the Caribbean by the beginning of next year, next February or March.
Yeah, so the plan is, like he said, sail to Fiji, continue our journey west, probably do significantly less stops so that we could just fast track it back to like the Caribbean / eastern side of the States, which is where ultimately we really wanted to end up being, versus like Hawaii. And then if there aren't any available slips, like marina slips available in Hawaii, we would have to then go to the west coast of the States, and like we didn't really want to end up on the west side of the States anyways, so We're like,
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like there's a lot of problems going to Hawaii and DP. We weren't tired of life in the States. I had a yearning for adventure, and I wanted to get out and explore. But I mean, we were gonna go back to Hawaii today. We were gonna head back to the States, and I was excited to go back to the United States. I mean, I have nothing. I love the United States. It's the best country in the world.
looking for a job.
Pursued Masters in Computer Science from University of Wisconsin, Madison, and you're having a tough time finding a job in tech. I mean, where are you still in Wisconsin? Maybe you got to move to like Seattle or Silicon Valley. Get wherever the jobs are now. I haven't been paying attention to that. I don't know where these companies are moving now. Nvidia's saying that they're about to bring more jobs into the United States. See where they're going to be opening up places.
We also need jobs ourselves, so
Yeah.
we don't have any flow of income, unfortunately.
But yeah, where were we going?
So Hawaii, I also was doing further what?
Well, that's what we were talking about. How the problems with Hawaii was. I mean, we heard that the weather could get really dicey when you start approaching Hawaii in between islands. It gets really, really bad. We heard that.
It's also, we're already leaving significantly later than normal this season to go to Hawaii from here. We're leaving really late.
Most people left in April to go. That were going from
And already-
French Polynesia to Hawaii. Yeah,
and
they've
are
been
already
in Hawaii.
there. They've are just arriving or have already arrived.
And I got word. I was in touch with a gentleman who did sail from Tahiti to Hawaii, and he had said that slip availability is scarce. Anchorages are beautiful, but few and far between.
And then also there's like some kind of like rally that's
The
sailing.
Trans-Pacific Rally.
The Trans-Pacific Rally that is sailing from California to Hawaii. So all slips availability are going to be prioritized towards those sailboats until end of September. So we're like, I don't know. I have a feeling that we'll get to Hawaii, not be able to find a slip, and then continue going west. And so with leaving so late, the trade winds predominantly the trade winds are predominantly east winds. So then with leaving so late, there's a slight shift east northeast, right? East northeast. Well, that's what I looked at.
Yeah, I
And
mean, it starts coming more northeast, which is not like it's going to be.
a very uncomfortable, more like going very close hauled to the wind. So just like a month of like pounding into wind and waves does not sound very comfortable, very appealing.
A
It's
lot
not,
of stress on rigging and everything on the boat.
yeah, it sounds scary in all honesty.
And DP, I couldn't tell you how to handle work permits and visas and stuff like that. I mean, not that I'm not interested, but I'm not involved in that scenario. I have no idea what it takes to get work permits or anything like that. I am not the person to be asking about that kind of stuff. Well, we sailed from Panama to the Galapagos Islands, which was nice downwind sailing. Actually, no, we motored the whole way from Panama to Galapagos. There was no wind.
There was no wind.
And then we refueled in the Galapagos and left the Galapagos, got wind, and it was nice downwind sailing pretty much the whole way to the Gambier Archipelago in French Polynesia. I hope it's the right decision.
hope
I
so,
think that,
yeah.
I mean, everything seems right about it. And as long as we keep progressing, we're going to be going into Fiji, which is supposedly much cheaper living.
Right. That's another thing is like we had been warned that French Polynesia is like crazy expensive, and it is crazy expensive.
It's the island chain that's furthest away from any kind of mainland. So Fiji is pretty close to Australia. So I think the transportation costs of goods become less, so prices are less in the islands as we get closer to Australia and Indonesia.
And the further west we go, like Indonesia, like we could have so much food for like $5.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Indonesia. If we wanted to dip up into Thailand to get some work done on the boat, because that would be like right before we're crossing the Indian Ocean. So maybe we could dip up into Phuket, Thailand, and haul out, get the bottom painted.
That's pretty far up though.
Yeah, but I mean, we have friends that have done it.
Yeah.
Not friends, well, people
People
that we
we
know.
know, yeah. Yeah, so again, like Hawaii, it seems like we're leaving a lot later in the season than like we really anticipated.
And this is early in the season for going west
And
towards
so we're
Fiji.
we're early now, so we're like kind of sailing with the World Arc
Yeah,
schedule.
the World Arc is a group of about 50 boats that sign up, and I think they pay something insane like $30,000 or $40,000 to be part of this round the world sail. It takes them, I think, 18 months to complete, and there's an itinerary set for them. Every boat has to be at a certain country at a certain time. They have rendezvous and meetups and cookouts and all that kind of stuff. And they are here in Bora Bora right now. I think they're slowly trickling out and heading to the next two countries over, which is Niue. And they are going to continue Niue to Tonga to Fiji. And I think we're just going to right now, we're going to get ahead of them. We're going to skip the first couple countries they're stopping in. And we're going to head straight to Fiji and stay in front of them. And hopefully get to Indonesia significantly before them, so that way if we want to go up to Thailand to get some work done, we can. We get back down to Indonesia by September-ish, and the World Arc should be coming through Indonesia at that time, and then we just kind of hop in line with them and try to cross the Indian Ocean with them towards South Africa.
That would be, we would be crossing the Indian Ocean hopefully in October of this year. So we've got tons of sailing to do. We're just fast tracking it, not too many stops, just go, go, go. And also, the good thing about going this way is that, this is the way people go. Like, this is the way sailors, this is how it's always been. So there's safety in numbers, and there's emergency stops, versus, like, Hawaii, there isn't anything in between except for one small little island called Christmas Island that pertains to Kiribati, and nothing else. And then there's nothing else in between Hawaii and the US, So even though we would be putting on significantly more miles going west than if we were to return going east, it just feels more safer going west to
more
me.
and comfortable.
More and
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully a bit more comfortable.
And how are we
How are we funding?
Okay, so when I got the dream to go sailing in probably 2012 or 2013, and that just started. I worked in a warehouse. I was the bottom worker in a warehouse putting boxes on pallets. And once I got the dream to go sailing, I started asking my bosses what I needed to do to get promoted. And over the course of, I would say, probably 5 years, I worked my way up a few levels. I ended up being a site leader for one of the warehouses in Miami. And then I left and was able to start my own business. And yeah, I worked hard and saved up a lot of money. And what I thought was a lot of money. And I'll be 100% honest with you. I thought my goal was buy a boat, save up $100,000, and spend $20,000 per year to sail around the world in 5 years. And we pretty much did that. We saved up. I ended up with about right around $100,000, and in less than a year we're already down to 70,000. So the money's gone down a lot quicker than we expected, which is why we are going to try to get back to the east coast of the United States as quickly as possible, so we could try to get jobs or hopefully figure out something along the way. I don't know.
I mean,
Find some kind of opportunity.
Originally, that's why we also wanted to go to Hawaii, was because we wanted to just work. Like, we can't have I guess we could find an online job.
But I've also heard horror stories about Hawaii, about how they're not very friendly to mainland United States people. They view us as, you know, people who stole their land, and a lot of the local people still kind of hold a resentment. So I don't know. On the comedy podcast Kill Tony, there was a guy who had mentioned that he was living in Hawaii for a while, and that he was getting beat up by locals. And he said that they had like a holiday in Hawaii that was kill mainland whitey day, basically. So I don't know how true that is, but it doesn't seem like Hawaii is the most friendly, especially to people that might stay there a little bit more long term and perceived to be like taking advantage, I guess.
Above all, it seems like it's not very cruiser friendly, especially.
I have been to Pearl Harbor, DP. I've been to Hawaii before, just not on my boat. It's really cool.
I think of, what's his name? Dave Patel. Is that his name? Dave Patel?
Ooh.
Patel. Isn't he like a comedian?
I have no idea who you're talking
Okay,
about.
sorry.
No, I just have no idea.
Okay.
What's he in?
I don't know. You watch a lot of comedy stuff, so
I know, but I don't know who you're talking about.
Okay,
so.
well, think of Indian comedians. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so that's the big news. That's
Yeah, so we're here till now Saturday. We requested an extension. I'm sure the guy's going to be around eventually, because we were only paid up until today, so we're going to have to pay another, what, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, so another $120 to stay on this ball for another 3 days. Hopefully get our projects done, because since we rented the car, we spent all our time on land and didn't really get many of our projects done that we need to do. So yeah, how about we show a little view for DP who hasn't seen it before. But this is Bora Bora. The sun's kind of in a bad direction, so it's probably going to be all silhouetted. Then there's a little island over there, but that island is private, we were told, and to not go there, not to fly the drone over there. God, if the wind dies down, it'd be nice to fly the drone, I guess. Here, this won't be silhouetted over here. All wind, sorry. I'll try to keep you guys in the cockpit. Yeah, and if we were to pay to stay on this, so what we are on right now is a mooring ball. Let me see if I could zoom in on one. So you can see there's these little balls in the water. There's one. So we're on one of those mooring balls right now. Out there to show you ours. But if we were to stay here monthly, the monthly rate for one of those balls is about, I think it was $650 or $680 US. So about $680 could be our rent to just stay here in Bora Bora. Whoops. Excuse me.
Come on, Lexi.
Excuse me. Yeah, so if anyone's interested in the lifestyle, you can live in Bora Bora for about $650, $680. You get yourself a boat that has some good, a lot of solar panels and batteries.
That's 1 month, DP.
1 month, yep. Again, you would be in the middle of the water, so you need to have a smaller boat like this one to take you to land every day. So this is how we get to land, our little inflatable. and then we have to go all the way past that boat, all the way down. I think I'm gonna post a video or a little clip of our trip driving the dinghy.
Yeah, I remember we attended a seminar in Panama. It was like a South Pacific Posse seminar, and the presenter warned the sailors, they're like, don't spend more than the 3 months in French Polynesia. Spend it more time in Fiji. He's like, I promise you, it's just way crazy expensive in French Polynesia, significantly cheaper in Fiji. You will not regret it. So
we didn't heed that advice.
We did not. Yeah, we didn't follow that advice. And I'm thinking that was, I don't know if it was a mistake. Like, I don't totally regret staying the full year in French Polynesia. Things happened where we were forced to stay here for a lot longer.
The Panama Canal is under neither control. It's under a private company in Panama. It's not a government.
Very good questions, DP. Very, very good and engaging. So yeah, so
I'm sure that private company has government ties, though. Sorry.
No. I don't know. I think I finished my thought. Anyways. So yeah, we kind of just made this decision literally like last night. The day before, we had our neighbor, he literally just left. He got crew and he left, I think either to another mooring field.
He told me. I think he said he was going to the yacht club.
Okay, so he's getting ready to go to Niue. And yeah, so like he was like inspiring us. He's like, just go west, just fast track it back to the States, continue going west, why not? And then he was encouraging us to kind of like get the right crew, because like he's a single-handed sailor. And he's like, I've had nothing but amazing experiences with my crew, you know? And we're like, okay, well, maybe we'll consider for the Indian Ocean passage to maybe get like one other person.
Well, no, I wish we would have stopped at Easter Island. That would have been a pretty long trek for us out of our way.
Yeah.
From Galapagos, we would have had to pretty much head directly south into the southern latitudes. And yeah, I don't know.
Southern latitudes, like the polars, right? So northern and southern, like Easter Island is a lot more significantly south, and the conditions are really
the winds
gnarly.
get crazier.
They're crazy. Anytime you like look at weather around Easter Island, New Zealand, the tip of South America, it's any of those like super southern latitudes, it is wicked. So the waves are massive, like bigger than we've ever seen. What's like 10 or 15 foot waves in meters?
Hold on.
Okay.
10-foot waves is like 3 meters, a little 3.1.
Okay, a little over 3 meters. But so imagine these waves are like significant, or 3 times more than that, could be up to even like 30-foot waves. No, thank you. Do not want to experience that. But it's not impossible. But those mysterious states there
Statues.
Statues are worth going.
Oh, yeah. I would
yeah.
probably say I'd prefer we take a trip to Chile or something and then just get on a plane or something and go visit Easter Island.
Yeah, I mean, it's a small little island, you know.
Or Peru again. Or...
There's not much there but those beautiful statues. So those statues you can also find them in the Marquesas archipelago in French Polynesia as well. So that's a bit more northern in latitude. But those same statues can be
I don't think they're the same kind of statues.
they're not the same kind. Well, I guess similar. We didn't go to the Marquesas, but I know that there's statues there. Hi, welcome anyone that's joining us.
Give us a subscribe. Give us a like.
Give us a thumbs up.
I want to continue doing this. I mean, it's not going to be an ocean crossing to Hawaii, but it's going to be a smaller ocean crossing to Fiji now. I mean, the Indian Ocean crossing would be cool to film. You don't see much stuff about the Indian Ocean crossing.
No, you only mostly hear about Atlantic and Pacific crossing. But yeah, it's exciting. I don't know. We were just so like into Hawaii for so long that it feels like I can't believe we're thinking about continuing west. You know. So yeah, exciting stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, what are the stops then? Stops are gonna be.
Okay, so it's gonna be about 18 days to Fiji. We're going direct. We're skipping a lot of the little islands in between. So from Bora Bora to Fiji, potentially Vanuatu. Vanuatu would be about a 600-mile trip, so about a 5 to 6 day trip from Fiji to Vanuatu, potentially. So Vanuatu to Indonesia. Where in Indonesia? Do you remember?
No.
It was like one of the.
We'd be island hopping in Indonesia.
Yeah,
it's a lot of islands.
A lot of little islands. A lot of broken up.
Of course, I'd like to check out Bali, but I also don't know if there's good
anchorages. Yeah. Could be very rolly.
Yeah, I mean that's just something that we'll take as we get there. I mean it's common cruising grounds. Like everywhere we're going to be going is common cruising grounds. So I don't think that we should have trouble.
Are we going between Indonesia and Australia waters?
Yeah, we're going to go I think the goal is the World Arc is going from Christmas Island off of the coast of Australia to Cocos Island off the coast of Madagascar. So that's the ocean crossing that we're thinking, or the Indian Ocean crossing that we're thinking.
Yeah, that would probably be the our next longest passage of about 35 days at sea.
What is this?
Ew. Weirdo. Oh, sorry. The dog is being
Oh, she's looking at the camera.
She's trying to.
She sees herself.
She sees herself. She's being a little cutie. Yeah. So in terms of like pets too.
This is the big reason why we weren't going to go west.
One of the reasons. There were several reasons why we didn't want to continue going west, and now we've decided, you know what, maybe we should continue west.
When we looked into checking our pets into Australia, directly from French Polynesia, it was going to cost us, because there's no veterinarians in
all of the South
Fiji,
Pacific.
Vanuatu.
There's veterinarians in Fiji,
so
but
we
there just weren't. Fiji is having issues with sailors importing their pets. They're fine if you fly them from French Polynesia to Fiji.
Right. So basically, I mean, we were going to have no possibility of getting our pets legally into the countries that we'd be going to next. Therefore, we wouldn't be able to export them legally, and we would have problems in Australia. So our best option was to fly them from French Polynesia to Australia, so that way we could get exit papers or export papers for the pets in French Polynesia. Then they go directly to Australia, get quarantined and all this, and the whole thing, the cost was somewhere around $25,000. And so that was just not something that we could financially do. So now the goal is from Vanuatu to Indonesia and just skip Australia, and then try to go to Christmas Island and not go to shore or anything. Just use that, or not take the pets to shore, but just use that as a jumping point to Cocos Island, so we could cross the Indian Ocean around the same time as the Ark.
So DP wants to know what after Madagascar, what's next?
South Africa up to what's the next country?
Is South
That Lynn
Africa?
and Todd bought their boat in?
Oh,
Namibia.
Namibia.
And then from Namibia we set sail to cross the Atlantic back into the Caribbean.
Yeah, we will not land in Brazil. The World Ark will be landing in Brazil, but we want to get to the Caribbean. So I think then that will actually become the longest sail of our lives.
Depending on which island we decide to check in the Caribbean. I mean, we might want to just check into
Grenada,
and
then
then chill, and then maybe another huge hop back to.
yeah, but at least we would be.
Yeah, it depends on, can we find remote jobs by then, like.
So the cross would be October to
October
November.
for Indian Ocean.
Indian Ocean, October. So we'll be arriving in Madagascar, or the island. What's that island called off the coast of Madagascar? Cocos Island, in November of this year.
But I think Cocos is actually part of South Africa.
Is it? And then we have to look at what the weather is like and when the season is to go around South Africa, because it can be really, really dangerous. But I know that there is a specific weather window for that, to go around the tip of Africa, the southern tip. So I think we would be waiting for that weather window. We haven't researched much yet. My motto is to just look at the first 3 countries that we plan to go to, because it's just things happen. Like, you have no idea, like along the way while we're sailing, things could break and it would cause us to delay, like exactly what happened to us in French Polynesia. Like, it caused us a huge delay.
I'm sorry. It was so Christmas Island to Cocos, which is still off the coast of Indonesia, and then Cocos to Mauritius, which is the island that's off the coast of Madagascar.
Oh, Mauritius. The DP said crossing the South and North Atlantic, reaching Floridian coast would be.
Yeah, we wouldn't go straight to Florida. We would would
No.
definitely stop at an island in the Caribbean. We don't want to
Yeah.
be at sea for that long.
So there's this sailor that I've been like, I've not known them. I've not ever met them in person, but I've been in communication with them. They helped me a lot with like pet stuff from country to country, and they just finished their world circumnavigation, and they are in Florida right now unloading their stuff from the storage unit in the Gulf side. Anyways, the point is that they did the whole fast tracking thing in like almost 2 years.
Yeah, that was.
Morocco's
I think that
too
was
far.
our original plan. Well, my original dream was to go through the Suez Canal and get into the Mediterranean. Actually, my original goal was to still go around the southern tip of Africa and then get up the whole east or west coast of Africa and Europe into the Mediterranean that way. But I think we're going to skip the Mediterranean. I mean, if we ever wanted to explore up that way, maybe we just fly there.
Yeah, there's only so much you can see and do, so much your money stretches. Like, we're financially, like, we're already stretched as is. So I think the less stops we make, the less chances we are spending money.
Yep.
And then the faster we get to the point we want to return to, which is back to the east coast of the States or in the Caribbean.
Yeah, we're gonna see about making landing online jobs or something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we could work while we sail, then we can probably stop more places, spend more time in places, go You know, I mean, who knows? Like, the sky's the limit if we got jobs.
Yeah, I have a little online job right now. I only work 1 hour a day, but gonna work on landing another online job that's actually
Yeah,
that
I mean,
actually
but
pays.
honestly, that in Indonesia would probably be covering our food.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true. So exciting stuff.
Yeah, we have friends that have been sailing in Europe. Multiple friends now that are sailing in
Yeah,
Europe.
one is actually on their way to not the island next to Sicily, the eastern island. I have to look at a map. Anyways, they're almost there. Chad and Julia.
Name dropper.
Sorry, nobody's gonna know who they are. Okay, so let's see where they are.
What are our thoughts about Indian Americans? I mean, I love all Americans.
I love all
people.
Americans.
I don't really.
How about people?
I don't have an issue with any people.
I have a friend. I don't know if I should say her name.
No, why would you name drop?
Okay, no name dropping, but yeah.
I know she has a name, or her name is so common in India that it's.
That's true. She has a very common name.
So you could say it, I guess. But
Her name is Priya. She's a good friend of mine, but she doesn't live in India. She used to live. She used to live in Chicago for a little bit, and then she and her husband and her family traveled to all 50 states, and now they live in not in India. I don't want to say that much. I don't want to put her business out there.
But yeah, I mean, I think especially once you start sailing and start visiting other countries, you learn that everybody is just like everybody else. I mean,
Sardinia, that's where
everyone's
they're
just
going.
trying to live the happiest life they can with their families and or seek adventure.
So our one friends are in Sardinia. They're literally about to land in Sardinia, Italy. And then our other friends are somewhere in Greece. They're trying to get to Turkey. Oh,
Hey, Joan.
hi Joan. Thank you. So sweet. Thank you.
I don't know if you heard, but we are canceling our Hawaii trip and we are going to be sailing to Fiji instead. We're going to continue west and try to go around the world. Be back on the Caribbean this time next year.
Yeah, I've been. We're supposed to be leaving Saturday from Bora Bora, and I've already been prepping by taking some seasick medicine every evening just to make sure it's in my system, because it does make me very drowsy. I'm actually a little drowsy right now. It's also sunny, so that's why my eyes are all squinty. But we're leaving Saturday for Fiji. Macau or
I
Macau?
don't know where that is.
Let's see where that is.
I feel like I should.
Oh, I don't know. I guess
I don't know. It takes me to China.
is it in China, DP?
There's Macau Island,
Macau
which is
Island?
also looks like China.
Is it in China near Hong Kong? Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
no,
No.
never been on that side of the world yet.
No, we've wanted to go to China.
She really wants to go to Japan.
I really wanted to go to Japan. It's been like a lifelong
I gotta
dream.
fill up my drink because I'm
You're thirsty?
sweating my ass off.
Oh yeah, you're more in the sun. So I'm taking my seasick medicine so that way we have a good 18 days of me not throwing up. I do unfortunately get seasick every single time we're sailing. I mean, we've been sailing now for a little over 4 years. We've had the boat for 5 years and been sailing for 4 years. So unfortunately I haven't gotten used to being in the water. And obviously I'm like, my husband is more of the like skilled sailor. Have a shark shown up till now on, actually, so there are sharks, like we see them often actually, especially I saw them a lot in Bahamas, and I see them a lot here in French Polynesia. When we were docked in Tahiti for 9 months, I saw a huge 4 foot, I don't know what that is in meters,
Like 1.1,
about 1.2 meter shark. It was a black tipped reef shark, huge. It was at night. I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm like, how did this shark get beyond the reef? I don't know. So your boat is 36, our boat is 38 feet and the beam is 12 feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so
We're actually, I mean, overall with the dinghy davits, and solar arch and the bowsprit, we're probably closer to like 44 or 45 feet.
right.
At least that's what Marina's trying to tell us.
He doesn't know. Where is her boat?
Where is your boat, Joan? I think she told me. I don't remember off the top of my head.
It looks bigger. That's good. It doesn't feel much bigger.
The boat costs, I mean, I would say average, if you look online for this boat, the prices range between, I think, around 75,000 US to 130,000 US, depending on age and features and stuff. We got ours for less because it wasn't in as good of condition, and we ended up spending a lot of money fixing it. So I mean, we have spent way more than the max you would get for this boat. Like, we've spent way more than $130,000 on this boat.
Yeah, that's also another reason he brought up like continuing west versus diverting to
we've
Hawaii.
Put in all this work now. Like, we've pretty much changed everything on this boat. We might as well, I don't know, take advantage of everything we did. Enjoy the fruits of our labor.
So like, I don't have it anymore.
Oh, it was in the Hudson.
Oh,
yeah. I was just
cool.
telling her,
Oh
like,
my
if we got
God.
back to the U.S., we could hang out in the Hudson. We could go up to Maine. We could go into Connecticut.
How about that boat, that Mexican Navy boat?
Yeah.
Literally talking about that with my sister this morning. Absolutely wild. Wait, what? Remember that other boat that hit the bridge? Was that in the Golden?
No.
That was in New York as well?
No.
Where?
No. Where was that? That was in.
Or was that more like, there was another
That
boat
wasn't in
accident?
Baltimore, was
it Baltimore? Just like, oh, that was awful. It really was. It's kind of sad. You guys have sailed across Mississippi River and explored the Midwest? No.
No, we didn't do the Great Loop.
No. No.
I don't know if I want to do that, if I'm being honest with you. I
It
mean, I
doesn't
would
sound
rather
fun.
just explore the United States via
RV.
RV or something. The Francis Scott Key Bridge.
We're looking up where that other boat accident was. I couldn't remember. It was not even. It wasn't even a year ago. I would say it happened somewhere.
Baltimore.
It was in Baltimore. Okay, in a Navy fleet.
No.
Oh, it was just
no,
like
that was
a
cargo ship or
a
something.
cargo
wasn't it?
ship. Oh, Lexi. We have visited Niagara
We've been to
Falls,
Niagara Falls, yeah.
but the U.S. side.
Yeah, and that was
New York.
a long, long time. Actually, that was our first sailing lesson, wasn't it?
It was in Erie, Pennsylvania.
But that trip was the same trip as our first sailing lesson.
I
Or was
think
Niagara
it-
Falls
it-
different?
I think Niagara Falls was different.
No, we went to go see Niagara Falls the same time as, didn't we?
I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. You're right, it wasn't.
I only got as far as Cape Cod via Island Sound.
I don't know how skilled we are. We're
I don't
just
think. No, I will.
idiots that get lucky.
I am not a confident sailor. I will not adjust the sheets. I mean, I can, like, if we have to, like,
She still needs me
tack.
to, if we want to bring in a sail or let out a sail, she needs me to tell her what line to do and what to do with it still.
I can watch and, like, let him know, like, I can, bring in a little bit, but I'm really scared of, like, losing my fingers in the process. Or if I see that, we're picking up wind and we need to trim the sails a little bit, I let him know what he thinks, but usually I want to, like, reef. And he's like, no, we're good. We're going to keep going.
No, I mean,
we should take advantage of this gust.
Our brand new mainsail that we installed in Panama has not flown fully out. We have had a third reef in that main since leaving Panama. Like, we have not shaken that third reef out. So we've been reefed for a year, over a year now. And we normally don't even let out a full 135% Genoa either. So, I mean, we've been sailing reefed this whole time.
We did live in Miami.
We have lived in Miami, yeah, for quite a few years.
All over Miami for, I would say, about 7 or 8 years.
Hollywood.
That's where we bought the boat in Florida.
And our first boat.
Have you been to Miami, DP?
Yeah, we lived in Hollywood,
Hollandale.
Hollywood to Coconut Grove, to Miami Gardens, to Hollandale Beach, to Doral, and then down to Marathon in the Keys, and then started sailing.
We did live 1 year
in Tampa, or by Tampa.
Near Tampa.
Plant City.
Yeah. I actually really liked Central Florida a lot more than South Florida. Yeah, it was.
Got to see Uncle Vic. Well, nobody probably here would know Uncle Vic, but
yeah, it was.
That was good times.
It was a good time.
Plant City was fun.
I like Central Florida more. It's more closer to what the kind of living that we were used to, coming from a small town in Pennsylvania.
She got to volunteer at a horse ranch.
Yeah.
I mean, there was parks that we were able to go to all the time, and go kayaking with alligators.
Miami's it's a city, so it's like fast paced and traffic is horrible.
No, I wanted him to try to help me build a new V-berth on the boat when he came down to Florida one year, but he was having none of it. He's retired. So, and at that time it was hauled out on the hard, and it was about an hour away from where we were living. So we didn't take them to see it.
His dad, he's talking about his dad.
Yeah, my mom was on our first boat. Me, my mom, and my brother sailed our first boat to Cuba from Key West. So that was cool.
Yeah, and we almost considered asking him to do some carpentry work, but I don't think he was interested. He's done. He's done. He's retired.
So we went to Guatemala and got it done.
Yeah. Planning to move to the Bay Area to grab a tech job and then enjoy my life coding on my laptop.
I mean, if I were you, DP, you just build up a little bit of a resume and then start trying to freelance code, and then you could just be a digital nomad and go travel and code from wherever you are in the world.
You're ambitious, DP. And you're driven. That's good.
It was a good memory.
Yeah, with your mom and your brother.
Yeah, she ended up she slept in the cockpit our first night in Cuba, and she got, I don't know if it was a thing of fire ants or something, but they bit her all over her face.
Oh my
and it
God.
looked like, or she had some kind of allergic reaction because she had just all these dots all over her face for the majority of the trip. It was funny.
It was funny. Aww. Really appreciate you guys being here.
Yeah.
It's nice to talk to you all.
Yeah, did we talk about how we actually spoke to some English speaking Americans?
So we're in French Polynesia. The local language, the official language is French. And then their native language, they have 5 different dialects, but it's Maoli. Maoli. There's 5 different dialects. I guess 1 per each archipelago. But we don't speak the native language, and our French is very bad. Very, very bad. So it's been hard to communicate,
We've
and make
been here
friends.
for a year, and yeah, basically have had no conversations with other people aside from messaging other people, and yeah. Well, she had her sea legs the whole time. Like she didn't even like. My whole family, we would go out on boats when we would go on vacation and stuff, and nobody ever got seasick or anything. I always felt like, I don't know. I guess we've just always had that gene or whatever. Diplomacy between Cuba and America is very bad. Cuba's in Latin America. Am I right? I have heard. I mean, I think that. Well, when we went, it was back in 2017. This was right before, as Trump became elected and Obama had opened up Cuba. Honestly, I think it's better for Cuba to just stay cut off because I don't know. It's a shame when you go to all these countries and see how Americanized they are. And you see the friggin' McDonald's in Guatemala in a place where you would never think they would ever know what McDonald's is.
That's
And a
actually
little
been
Domino's.
very eye-opening for us, that we're traveling. Like we get to see different cultures and languages and stuff like that. But it's crazy how I guess modern a lot of these places are. Like, well, here in Bora Bora there's no McDonald's, but there was in Tahiti. There was a McDonald's there.
Less than a block away from our marina.
Yeah. Didn't know that about Margie. Oh, Linda's on here still.
Yeah.
I didn't know she was still on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't.
yeah.
Wait.
I mean,
Oh.
she knew that she went to Cuba, just
to
not
Cuba-
about
the sea lakes.
or the bites.
Oh, about the bite.
I'm sure if I found my pictures on Facebook and you look close enough that you could probably see the bites in the pictures from Cuba.
I had forgotten that you had said that to me.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah, I mean here there isn't like in Bora Bora, as I was saying, there isn't like a grocery store. There's like these little Chinese owned little markets.
It's a grocery store like that. I feel like that is reminiscent of IGA when I was little.
Bodega.
The little IGA that was up the street from my house.
Smaller
became
still,
Boyers.
just a little market that you go to. Not a whole lot of fresh food selection.
I would say maybe a little bit smaller than
Not
that IGA.
Zandy coming in here and demanding the announcement.
Zandy, we're not going to Hawaii.
We're not. I hope you didn't book. Please tell me you didn't book yet. But I mean, you can if you want to. But I don't know if you booked. I meant to ask you. I know it's kind of a crazy big announcement. I would love to go to India. I mean,
we're in
India's
like
massive.
3 conversations. We never finished the Americans that we met and how we found people. Good, because they changed. We're gonna check out on Saturday, and we're gonna head west to Fiji and continue going around the world, and hopefully be back in the Caribbean this time next year.
You know us too well. You know us too well. We're just too wishy-washy out here. Come to India, you will enjoy a lot, plus low cost of living here.
Okay,
and
so that was another leg of the conversation
Yeah.
I was gonna go down, because there is another option for us to kind of go to, instead of going across the
from
Indian
Phuket,
Ocean.
we could go to Phuket, we could stop in India, and then Maldives and Seychelles, and then come back down to Madagascar.
But that would make the trip last another year, an extra probably 6 months longer, because we would have to hang out in Thailand for a season until the monsoon season is over.
So yeah, and then finishing the conversation before, just wrapping up before, not wrapping up the live, but wrapping up conversations that we've started. But so in not knowing the language here, we've kind of been feeling isolated. But yesterday or whenever the day, yesterday or the day before,
2 days ago.
we met some Americans that were on
Oh,
vacation.
that was yesterday. Holy shit.
No, it was 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
And it was so nice to be able to communicate and have
Yeah, we
a
talked to
conversation.
this couple from Phoenix. The guy it was his birthday. They've been coming for the last 4 years. He owns some kind of a contracting business in Phoenix, Arizona. He's getting ready to retire. So yeah, we sat and talked to them for about an hour, and it was just such a feeling
A
of
mood
ecstasy.
lift, yeah, mood lifter.
To,
It's like,
to
oh,
speak to people that speak English perfectly. To be able to understand others.
from now on I will be connected to
Awesome,
you.
yeah,
Oh,
we're
thank you. It's
I-
gonna be a year-long journey.
I don't know how to make good videos. I'm gonna try to learn, but I think in the meantime, what we're gonna do is we're gonna try to be YouTubers that are just go live kind of YouTubers instead of making videos. Because I'm gonna try to learn how to put together a video with a storyline, but I think that's gonna take some learning. I'll go back I'll go to shore and film stuff, and when I get back to the boat and start going through it, I'm like, what was I seeing in this clip? Like, what was I trying to film here? Like, this is nothing. I'm just like filming random just bullshit. So yeah, that's gonna be a work in progress. A whip.
Here, guys, Insta, where can I find?
The Instagram, I think, is the same. Antisocial in Paradise. Yes, Shelly, you're gonna get to see us live. Did you hear what the news was?
Love for you.
Love you too, Joan. I guess I'm reading backwards.
That's okay. Yeah, so for some of us that are joining,
Oh, yeah, Shelly. We're not going to Hawaii. Sad to say. We instead are going to just continue the circumnavigation, and we're going to head to Fiji this weekend.
On Saturday.
Then we are going to continue on and hopefully make it back to the Caribbean this time next year.
yeah, we kind of just like decided that kind of last night. We've been actually sort of talking about it for the past 2 days, and we met a neighbor. He just left to go to another mooring field.
Yeah,
But
he was on an island packet.
yeah, and he came on and he kind of like really inspired us to continue west. He's like, just go west. Just keep going west. It sounds easier that way. You'll be back in the Caribbean, east coast of US.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but if you want to come to Indonesia,
Have people book
South
places.
Africa.
Have people book places and then not even and decide we're not going there. We're not going there anymore.
Yeah, luckily Shelly is going to Hawaii regardless.
Yeah, you're going. Yeah. Yeah, like he just got us really thinking, and also like
I mean, his big thing was he was really trying to push us to
the
have
crew. He was
He wanted us to get professional crew.
not professional.
Well, but I mean, like he told us how to get ones that have been doing it for a long time, that are eager and want to, clean your stainless and redo your teak, varnish your teak for you, all because they're excited to get like a free ride across an ocean or whatever.
And Shelly, you would seriously crew, like, I mean, you've seen the inside of her boat. You seriously want to crew
Join the world.
the
tour.
world arc. He means.
Yeah, we're not gonna actually officially join it because I'm not paying the $30 or whatever $1,000 that it costs to join the World Arc. But I think we're just gonna kind of tag along. We'll follow them. Oh, Shelly, you'd have to cook.
Cook.
I'd
Cook
have
for
a whole
a
list.
picky man.
No, that's probably the best part. She can basically cook whatever the hell she wants for you two and just throw on some rice and get a can of peas for me. Like that, I'm the easiest person to friggin' cook for.
I would love somebody to cook because I hate it. But and walk like, see, I'll walk like.
The only problem we have now is, yeah, if we were to go the crew route, which I'm not really big on crew. Like, I think we could absolutely make it around the world without crew.
He said he would consider it for the Indian Ocean passage.
Right, but the problem is Indonesia does not allow crew joining or departing, supposedly. That's what our neighbor told us. So if we got to Indonesia with crew, and let's say the crew wasn't jibing with us, they can't leave. They have to stay on and till the next country that we go to, which I don't know what that, I guess maybe we'd have to go up to Thailand. So that the crew could disembark. Or if we wanted to pick up crew, we wouldn't be able to do that in Indonesia. We would have to go up to Thailand.
So here's a refresher on the timeline for some of us joining
It's
us.
rice and peas, not peas and rice.
That's true. Peas and rice is different, especially in the Bahamas. So here's the timeline. Saturday, most likely high chance of departing Bora Bora to Fiji. It'll be an 18-day passage. Shorter than that of Hawaii, and it'll be a little less frightening of a sail, hopefully more comfortable sail. We will arrive in Fiji, and then potentially there's a little island called Vanuatu that's about 600 miles off the coast of Fiji. Probably likely go to Vanuatu, stay there just enough to reprovision, and then another 18-day sail from Vanuatu to Indonesia. Indonesia has a bunch of little broken up islands, so one of the first islands that we're able to check in, we will check in there. From Indonesia, we'll do a bunch of little island hops in Indonesia. We will reassess our finances, our motivation, morale, and what has broken on the boat, and we will most likely potentially end up going to Thailand, Phuket, to haul the boat out and do whatever things we need to do in preparation for the Indian Ocean crossing, which we would need to prepare for in October of this year. We will be crossing the Indian Ocean this year in October. So we'll take off our taking off point before the Indian Ocean crossing. We'll come down from Phuket to I keep forgetting them little islands. What is it? Coco's Island? Matthew.
After where?
Phuket. You come down like by the island.
So going past Indonesia towards Australia to the World Arc route.
Yeah.
It's Christmas Island first, and then they go to Cocos, which is, I guess, further offshore.
Okay, Christmas.
And then Cocos to Mauritius.
Mauritius, which is off the coast of Madagascar.
Yeah.
So we are looking at arriving in Madagascar late November of this year. And then wait for a weather window to go around the southern tip of Africa, go to South Africa, then Namibia which is on the east coast of Africa, and then that'll be our takeoff point to the South Atlantic Pacific Ocean crossing. That one would probably be the biggest, most longest sail, just because the World Arc is going to be heading for Brazil. We will not be heading to Brazil. We will be going to most likely Grenada or whatever Caribbean island we can make it to.
Currently, I mean, if something changed financially for us and we were able to go to Brazil, like maybe we go to Brazil. But I mean, we have already stepped foot in Brazil before. So.
We've quite literally just stepped foot in 1 foot in Brazil and Colombia. Yeah, I know. Everyone thought that. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people thought that that's what we were announcing. I wish, girl. I really do wish, but I guess we're pushing our timeline back.
Maybe we should start a GoFundMe And I'll be like, okay, if we could raise this much money to friggin' raise a child for the first 2 years while we're finishing up sailing, then we can have a kid right this second. And then we just pop it out and
Matt wants to wait until I'm like 40, like him, to have one kid. This announcement was lame. Aw, sorry.
I think it was important though.
Sorry.
It's raining.
It is raining. I'm gonna close the windows.
Yeah, I'm gonna be an old ass dad.
And I'm gonna be an old ass mom, apparently.
Well, how old was mom when she had you, Zandy? My mom was 35 when she had Zandy, so beat that, you little child sniffer.
Yeah, we kind of just like, I don't know if I've.
Well, I don't think that this route is adding any more time onto the baby making, because we could potentially be back in the Caribbean by January, February-ish, or maybe February, March-ish of 2026. So I
It
mean,
does technically add, because we did wanted to later this year try to conceive, but
right, but
it's not going to be later this year anymore.
I mean,
It'll
if
be-
we're still on track to get around, like,
It's just
Because we might-
in theory, this, let's say we wanted to try to have conceive by October, November of this year. This is technically pushing us back just a few months in the conceiving journey to like March or April.
yeah,
So
I mean, we're,
what is it? November, December, like 4 or 5 months pushing us back. If we fast track it. Another thing.
I think that's the decision. I mean, the only thing that would prevent us from fast tracking is our financial situation gets better. And then if our financial situation gets better, like if we can make money along the way, then I say we have the kid along the way. Because then it's not really that much of a, because I don't think it's going to be hard to, or it's going to be expensive to have a kid along the way.
Yeah, I forgot that it. That is when we could, like, we would be in the Caribbean around that time, but then we will need to situate our living and finances, so it probably is pushing us back a year. Whatever.
I don't think so.
Anyways, and then the other thing is, like, I think we're on the same page on this, is what I understand. Like, we are going to try to fast track it around the world, which means we're not going to be stopping in very many countries. We're going to be doing long hauls, long sails, 18 plus days.
But it does seem like we're going to have time to kill between now and Indonesia. Or we just get to Indonesia
Well, I
quickly
think
and
we
then
just
spend the
get-
time in Indonesia and Thailand.
I would prefer
Yeah,
that,
that's
to be
probably the
honest.
smarter
I
decision.
think I would, and spend more bulk time sitting in Indonesia and Thailand than.
I mean,
in the
Thailand is
Pacific.
also a potential, I think, boat selling spot.
So that's what we were saying. Like, we're not. What I think we're on the same page on is we're no pressure to continue the world navigation, the circumnavigation. But we're going to certainly give it a fair shot, you know, because there's potential areas to stop and put the boat up for sale. Like, probably Thailand is a good place to put it up. Probably not going to get as much money for it, but, and South Africa would also be another. So there's like 2 points that we could try. There's a little squall coming, little drizzle. So no pressure if we, like, something happens and we're like, you know, like we can't financially continue going, or something detrimental happens or prevents us from continuing, or whatever the situation, we have like a backup plan for that. So that's kind of what we thought of last night. I don't know if you were.
Well, like you said, it started with the neighbor coming
It started.
over.
I don't know if you were here for that, Zandy, when you came in, but our neighbor who just left to another mooring field was on our boat like 2 days ago, and he like inspired us to continue west, unintentionally, really, because he was more advocating for crew, like having
For an ocean crossing.
for an ocean crossing or whatever passages. He just was like really like giving us tips on how to find crew and how to pick them, really not only find them but pick them. But he was just like, just go west, just go, like, you're literally gonna make it. If you're trying to get back to the Caribbean and you're going the other way, like Hawaii, West Coast, back through the Panama Canal, it's like the same timeline, only like west is easier, because that's just the way the world trade,
Trade winds blow.
yeah. Like, why go against Mother Nature? And no pressure to continue, like if we feel like we need to stop, we would stop, but we will give it a fair shot. So yeah, Fiji, they will not allow pets that come via maritime. Like, I could have them flown there, but I don't think we will spend a lot of time there. So Lexi's just gonna stay on the boat.
She was quarantined in French Polynesia for 6 months.
6
so
months, yeah.
she'll survive whatever time we're in Fiji, just living on the boat.
Right. Yeah, I can't imagine then anything more than like a month in Fiji. Probably less than that if we really want to spend more of our time in waiting in Indonesia. But yeah, that's the news. That's the news. That's the plan that we talked about last night. I can't really believe we're doing that, to be honest.
It makes me feel so excited and so gleeful, like a kid on Christmas. That's how I feel when I think about it.
It is exciting. It is exciting to see more countries and that. And this, like I said, the sailing should hopefully not be as uncomfortable versus going to Hawaii. Like, I don't know, I've repeated this so many times, I don't know who's listened and who's not, but basically we've waited so long to go to Hawaii, like, so the winds are shifting, the trade winds are slightly shifting, making it a very uncomfortable sail. I'm afraid for that. Plus the approach to Hawaii, sounds crazy with the waves, like literally surfing in. Just sounds insane. Not that it's impossible, because I know there were boats that left last month and have already arrived and made it safely, nothing happened or whatever, but we're leaving so late versus west. If we continue west, it'd be like we're actually ahead of schedule.
Slide over a little bit.
Lexi's here. Lexi's right there. Aw, the Schmockum baby. She has so many little nicknames. So, yeah.
And so what do we have to do between now and Saturday?
It's not that much needs to be done. I mean, some laundry, like little things, like Matt has to dump fuel into her fuel tank. He has to repair this little bit that's coming apart in the cockpit. Oh, okay.
What? Here.
Right there. Right there. Just put a little glue on that.
No, we gotta take this down.
Oh, we
gotta
have to take
sand
it down?
We gotta fill the old holes in.
And we gotta screw it back. We'll probably screw it and use some sealant up here to try to make it a little bit more stuck.
And then the davits, which are the stainless steel over here that help bring up the dinghy, that needs to be cleaned off, polished, so that we don't have anything rusting off and anything, because that literally happened to us last year in the Bahamas. We had a repair, like it literally rusted off, and we have learned that we need to keep up with the stainless steel polishing so it doesn't rust clean, rust off or whatever. And so little things like that. What time is it?
Time for you to get a watch. 11:18.
Oh, there's a cute little green boat. I like that color. It's unique.
Oh, it's about to go in behind the lifeline netting. Where were they?
I don't know.
Silly gooses.
Oh, they're not going far because they're dragging their dinghy. They're towing it.
Idiots. So what's everybody been up to?
That's our plan for the day. We already did the exploring that we need to do or wanted to do.
I mean, there's not really much to see.
Well, we could go hiking if
Yeah,
we
we
want
could go
to.
hike up the big mountain.
Yeah.
We're gonna hopefully leave. I mean, I updated. We were supposed to check out this morning.
Saturday.
We went to the police, and I asked them if we could stay until Saturday, and they said that's cool. So we're gonna check out Friday and hopefully set sail Saturday to Fiji. And what did we say? How many miles is it?
1,800 miles. So
it's like
about 18 days
and
to
that's
Fiji.
how much less than
That
Hawaii?
is,
About 1,000 less than Hawaii.
well, Hawaii was gonna be 21 to 26 days. So Hawaii was like 2,600 miles versus 1,800 miles to Fiji.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for popping in.
I think that's all I
That's
got.
it.
to
That's
update.
all, yeah.
Unless anybody else has any questions for us.
Any questions before we head out? You
Fine.
saw orcas? Oh, in your orca hunting boat?
Nice.
Oh, I have never seen orcas. I don't know if I want to see them in the wild.
Well, definitely not around Portugal
Yeah,
or Morocco.
Morocco. I haven't heard much about orcas.
Oh, they're still attacking.
They're still attacking. The
I still see them on Facebook.
orcas attacking the rudder of sailboats, showing them off, and sailboats losing steering.
Anybody that hasn't already, like the video, subscribe.
Before you head out, don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you. Somebody just liked. Appreciate you.
But yeah, I guess we can wrap it up here.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks
We'll
for
go
tuning in.
live again maybe tomorrow, whenever we have something interesting going on. Maybe when I have a project that's going to get me pissed off, I'll go live. So either I could record myself getting pissed off, or it'll maybe make me stay a little bit calmer because I don't want to lose it on camera. So you guys have a good evening, and we'll catch you next time.
Bye, Linda. Bye, Joey, Zandy,
Bye.
Shelly, DP.